Hey, what's up everyone? This video is going to be about the red heifer being born in Israel. For me, this has happened many times already. As a matter of fact, I remembered it happening in the early 2000s. Someone that spoke with me on YouTube in the comment section said they remembered it happening in right before 9/11. I remembered it happening from somewhere between 2009 and 2010, and I remember 2006 there being news about a red heifer being born. And now they're stating something like, well, it was born in the United States. One was born in the United States, and they said, is that prophetic? And that's what they're stating happened then. But I remember the red heifer being born in Israel. And it seems as though none of the preachers and internet preachers, none of the prophecy news speakers remember this. None of them seem to remember it. I even commented on their videos, and I stated, I remembered the red heifer being born several times already. They won't talk about it. They won't respond to you. I've tried reaching out to them and saying, I vividly remember this happening already. But they stick to their guns. They stick to their word that this is the first time in 2,000 years that it's happened. I don't know how August 28, 2018, when a red heifer was born in the land of Israel, they claimed a candidate is being raised and specifically cared for under the auspices of the Temple Institutes. Raise a red heifer. On the 17th day of Elul, 5778, this was born, or August 28, 2018. I don't understand why or how. I did extensive research. I looked into all of the Google newspaper archives, which I don't know why it won't show newspapers anymore. Used to I could find any newspaper, but I can't seem to find them now. I looked in the Google news archives, and I can't find anything about a red heifer being born in the early 2000s or 2006. The only thing that comes up is this. Who knows? Maybe we were taken out of the... I don't know. I don't want to spread false prophecy. But maybe we were taken out of the realities we remember each time where the red heifer was born. I don't know. Maybe end days prophecy already took place there. I don't know why all this has to happen. I mean, seems like the Lord could just let us get the blessings that we are promised and stop all of this madness and craziness of this world, but I don't know. I don't want to say anything, but it does seem like that we could bypass all this crazy mess that we see. Because it takes a toll. It weighs on each individual, even if you pay no attention to what's going on. You can feel the negativity of this world. And the struggles that you go through in this world, they're crazy. They're just crazy. But back to this topic, I remember the red heifer being born. Folks, I remember this happening many times already. I remember it being born, like I stated, early 2000s, before 9/11, like this other person said they remembered it. I remembered it happening in, for me, 2006, and sometime between 2009 and 2010. And I stated every single time, didn't that already happen? I remember the red heifer because I remember stating, this is prophetic, because at that time there were pestilences and earthquakes happening. There was pestilence happening worldwide. There were droughts happening. And I was looking at the library. I was in the library in 2006, and I had looked up biblical prophecy. It was a subject that fascinated me since I was a child. The end of days, the end of this world, last days, prophecy, it was deeply in my mind no matter what. And I had vivid knowledge about various things that I should not have known without being told. And I was able to know prophecy in detail and about information about just out there, knowledge about out there and the stars and the universe. I would look it up, and I knew details about each thing and each celestial heavenly body, and I was looking up information about it in encyclopedias and had them open as a child, and I wanted to show that I was deeply into that and connected to it and to prophecy as well. But I remember, because of that, I looked up biblical prophecy in the library at their computer. And I searched it in 2006 or so, and I did a search and found that the red heifer had been born, and it was big news because it paved the way for the third temple. and it paved the way for the final parts of biblical prophecy. Now you can't find that. I did a search for it and found one article, and it wasn't even about that. I couldn't even find it. It was about a red heifer being born in the United States. That was it. There's bunches of articles, but they're all about the red heifer in the United States. And red heifers are born all the time in the United States. Red cows. But, see, the articles that I remember reading it and seeing it in detail. I was looking on that screen, on that computer screen in the library, and I seen the red heifer born, signifying the very last days before the return of Jesus Christ. And they stated that, meaning that sacrifice would be happening once again very soon in Israel. And there were a lot of tension. There was a lot of tension and fighting back and forth between the people of the Middle East. There were famines, pestilences, there was drought, there were floods, but there weren't floods there because there weren't floods there then, now there are. Now the entire landscapes that were one way are totally different now. The climate is completely flip-flopped and changed. But I remember the red heifer being born there many times already. The red heifer was born now for the first time in 2,000 years. This is a definite either a shift or a Mandela effect or history has been erased or something. I don't know. But now September, it was reported on that August 28, 2018, the red heifer was born, paving the way for the renewed temple services. Breaking Israel news. Now it's like, okay, they're going to start the temple services again, rebuilding of the third temple. Or the third temple rebuilding, or building the third temple now. I don't understand how so many cannot remember that. The red heifer has been born. I can promise to the Lord that I remember the red heifer being born many times already. I remember seeing it. I looked it up. I can remember vividly reading about the article. I looked it up in the library because I didn't have internet then. I didn't get internet until 2009, and then shoot, it was like it was slow as heck then. It was very slow, and things have just rapidly taken off so much since then in the past few years. They were talking about how they're trying to not, instead of doing fiber, they want to go to 5G, but they said, why did they abandon fiber in so many places? Thankfully, we have fiber optics cables, but they said it would be just as fast if they just went with fiber optics instead of 5G wireless transmission. But companies want to make more money off of that. And they don't care about the general health risk either. But back to this, I remember that, the red heifer being born many times already. Early 2000s, 2006, and 2009, 2010 or so. I can't remember the exact moments, but it was definitely around those times the red heifer was born. I've been having a lot of allergies. I'm itching all over like crazy. So something's definitely going on. I'm just itching all over, but and I was so draggy all day, and I barely could sit up. I was, for 24 hours, I was just in sleep mode. It's been crazy. I finally tried to go out and document some paranormal stuff earlier. I might go back out and see if anything's going on, capture some orbs. Maybe I'll try a live stream and see if I can capture orbs in a live stream. I've caught many of those. One time I asked, if you're of the Holy Spirit, appear for me, and there was an orb there. It looked kind of like it had a Viking head in it, but it was an orb. And it appeared after I stated that. Maybe I'll do a stream of that. But I remember vividly, this is not something you forget. Maybe the end is already come in those other realities, and we shift out of them every time to spare us for a little short period of time. Maybe the Lord comes for all realities, and maybe maybe this is the final times of ours, and it's been extended for us. Or maybe, who knows, I don't know. And maybe it already happened after the red heifer birth in each of those realities, and now in the one we're in now, it's signifying the time. I don't know. I don't know. But I just know, whatever the explanation is, I can't tell you, but I do know. I'm getting a fever right now. I'm not feeling well, but I apologize. I'm not trying to complain, but I I vividly remember the red heifer being born already. There's 2 new red heifer candidates. The rabbi charged with overseeing the red heifer claims that this biblical commandment is on the verge of reappearing. And I already remember it. I remembered it already happening. They said that they claimed that he explained how the return of this ritual of purification will and will not change their lives, our lives. They're saying that the thing is about this one is that it's a spotless red heifer. So, I don't know. I don't know. I vividly remember a red heifer being born already. Multiple times. See, this right here was from February 10th, 2017, but this is different. They're claiming that that's the only time that it's happened. West Virginia discovered a red heifer. They said it claims that a clear path to the third temple is to begin. Rare red heifer eligible for third temple offering has been found, and that was February 1st, 2017 in Virginia. So, 2016, an article here, but I remember that was not about the red heifer, though. See right here, look, it says right here. Holy cow, red heifer project, part of the path from mourning to building the temple. They said that this was in 2015, so how can they say that it was the first one? They said it's completely red, 2015, a red heifer born in Israel. So, I mean, here's the point. My point is I remember many times before the red heifer being born. And like someone else told me, apparently President Clinton tried. Bill Clinton did a peace deal for 7 years, but the end didn't come then. So, it just didn't go to fruition and completion. So, who knows? I really don't know. A lot of secrecy involving this peace, all the peace plans between the United States and Israel and Palestine and Russia, the United States, Israel, and Palestine. They're all working on it right now. But as far as this red heifer, I remember it happening many times already. Give your thoughts on this. Sorry I went on so long. I've got a couple of videos to upload. I don't feel too well right now, so I'm going to maybe document some paranormal. I don't know, because there's been a lot of things, a lot of orbs, a lot of activity, and I'm going to go ahead and and record some orbs and see if you can see them and see if I can see them. Maybe I'll do a live stream of that sometime, and I'll put the PayPal when I do that as well during the live stream. And my PayPal link is below, as well as Patreon, Twitter, and my email for this channel. So peace, much love. I hope to speak with all of you again very soon. And just pray we feel better, pray that I feel better, and things get better for us. But just give your thoughts. Give your thoughts on this, the red heifer. It's happened many times already for me. Peace. Bye.